Well, positive global cues lifted the Indian benchmark indices Nifty and Sensex well over 1%, even as investors switched to an risk on mode after the first round of French elections yesterday. The Nifty rallied near 100 points today to reclaim that 9200 level, and this was its best gain in 6 weeks. It was cements, banks, autos and real estate stocks which were leading sectoral gainers. Agam, fresh buying also seeing in the index futures?
Yes, a little bit of a reversal from what we've seen last week. We have been seeing fresh buying in the futures. We've seen an increase towards open interest in the Nifty as well as the Bank Nifty futures. But what's really interesting is what's happening in the options market. Now we have seen, an accumulation in the 9,100 put and the 9,200 call, just 100-point ranges with respect to the kind of expiry that we are looking at. What's happened today? Considering the fact that the Nifty has moved above the mark of 9,200, we have seen more writing in the 9,200 put and a little more unwinding in the 9,200 call, as you can see here, noted by the blue bar here. Now, with respect to the range that we are looking for as far as this expiry is concerned is 9,100 on the lower end, and we have seen a substantial increase there as well with respect to open interest, and 9,200 call. Of course, that will provide the most amount of resistance, considering the fact that we have seen so much writing around those levels. So at least as far as this expiry is concerned, well, 100-point range, I know it's not much. We will be looking at a broader one moving forward. But for now, well, things are looking at consolidation, at least as far as the Nifty is concerned.
All right, let's talk about the sector of the day, which of course was cement. The entire cement pack was doing well today on the back of positive earnings surprise from Ultratech and ACC. So you have ACC, Grasim, Ultratech Cement, Ambuja Cements, all of them gaining anywhere between 3 to 7%. And not only that, you even saw the non-index cement names like Shree Cement, Orient Cement, Ramco Cement, Prism Cement, all of them sitting well on gains of over 3 to 5%. Ultratech Cement saw volume growth of just about 0.2% on a year-on-year basis, but this is definitely better given the fact that analysts were looking at a negative growth in the numbers. So positive set of numbers leading to that rally in the cement numbers. Then you also have HDFC Bank that continued to extend its winning streak to the second day. In fact, the stock hit its record high as brokerages remained upbeat post earnings. And while most of the brokerages have changed their rating, haven't changed their rating on the stock, you have a few, including CLSA and Jefferies, which have raised their prices. CLSA taking the lead with a 25% hike in the target price. On the other hand, it was the pharma stocks which were trading weaker. Lupin seeing losses of well over 3% on reports of the company losing market share when it comes to its anti-diabetic drug Glumedza. Remember, that had been a key revenue driver for the company. So overall, you also saw names like Cipla and Aurobindo which were trading much weaker. Overall, the entire pharma pack was weak owing to the Indian Medical Council's guidance to the doctors to prescribe only generic medicine. So there's a lot more yet to come, I'm sure, but names, branded players like Sun Pharma are likely to see some impact on the back of that also, but of course that's a longer run effect. But Agam, when it comes to mid-cap, 64 stocks, 13% of the Nifty 500 index has actually hit a fresh 52-week high.
Yes, and it is a good point where we can expect more bulls and more momentum towards the gainers, and this is also an extension of the kind of market breadth that we've seen over the past few days. We're looking at 3 gainers for 2 losers, at least in today's day of trade, with respect to the kind of market breadth we've seen in the Nifty 500. Now, there are 2 sectors which stand out with respect to gainers. We have seen gains in PSU banks, and of course the other one is the cement sector. So we have Indian Bank up as much as 9.6%, Orient Cement following up as much as 8.6%, Vijaya Bank, as well as Hathway Cable, India Bulls Real Estate, as well as G Power, all gaining well over 7% in today's day of trade. With respect to losses, we're looking at weakness in the media sector. So Eros International and Dish TV India both losing well over 6%, Shilpi Cables as well, followed by Shipping Corporation losing 5 to 6%, and Aurobindo Pharma along with Great Eastern Shipping Company also losing anywhere between 3.5% to 4%. But considering the fact that the momentum continues to lie with the gainers, and this is an extension of what we see in the previous week as well, at least when it comes to the broader markets, we are looking at positivity and well, bulls at least for now in control of the mid-cap space. But the big number to watch out for is Reliance Industries today.
Absolutely, Agam. So even as we just give a roundup of how the entire trading session was today, a lot will depend, how tomorrow will turn out to be will mainly depend on how Reliance numbers come later this evening. Standalone net profit likely to see a marginal decline to about 8,021 crores on a sequential basis. 8,021 crores is the net profit number that the street is working with. Revenue, a marginal rise of about 1% on a Q-on-Q basis. 67,222 crores is the number that analysts are working with. GRM is expected to remain flat around $11 per barrel is the number that we are working with. But it's RIL's petrochemicals business which is estimated to report better earnings on account of volume growth because the company had just commissioned the paraxylene phase 1 plant. So of course we're going to be watching out for Reliance's earnings. We have a viewer question, Agam. Harsh asked what is the call on HDFC Bank. Harsh, we've just discussed that most of the broking firms have either kept their target prices unchanged and some have increased them. In fact, we're also going to show you what we put up on our website, BloombergQuint.com. Everybody's maintained their ratings, but you have the likes of Jefferies, JP Morgan, CLSA, all of them having increased their target prices on HDFC Bank. But that's all from us for now, but do stay tuned in to BloombergQuint.com as we bring to you all the updates on Reliance Industries earnings.